Right. Rob, a day and a half into pre-season, the first time you're getting the ball out with the lads and really seeing what they got. Are you enjoying it?
Loving it. No, loving it. I think it's been a really good start. It was great having last week, so having Thursday and Friday as well to meet a lot of the players properly, face to face, and have a sit down and chat with them, as well as them doing the testing. I think that was really important, because then yesterday coming in as a group, it just made things a lot easier to sort of get things going. But we've had two really good sessions now. The players are looking in great shape. I've got to say that. It's great that we can get the football out straight away now. I think probably things have changed over the last 10 years or so now, where people introduced the football a lot quicker into pre-season. It might have been a time before where you'd be running for a couple of weeks and wouldn't see a ball for a while, but it's important that we get the footballs out, because we want to work on how we're going to play, and we feel that we can do that within and get them fit as well, and build cohesion within the group by playing football. So it's been a great couple of sessions so far. We've got a couple more to go.
And there's always talk when a player joins a new club about how they're going to fit in and bond with the players. No one really thinks about that when a new manager comes in there. How have you found that, sort of trying to get to grips with all the players?
It's been really smooth so far. The good thing we had was a little bit of time. It was obviously during the month of June to make sure I'd spoken to everyone, had a good idea of where the squad was at, trying to retain certain players and then trying to recruit others. So we've had a good month or so making sure I knew what I was coming into. And I've had a lot of support from the staff as well. So the staff, obviously, that were already here, working really well with Rich and Moons as well at the moment, and then Richie coming in has been fantastic support for me as well. So I think it's been easier for us to hit the ground running, because we put a lot of planning in place during the month of June, which is, I think, a big part of the coach, big strength that a coach needs to have, is being organised and having a plan. So I think we've got that, and we can then try and stick to it.
And you touched on the recruitment there. Seem to have brought in some very talented footballers, and I imagine you're looking forward, I suppose, to integrating them into the squad.
Yeah, definitely. We're really pleased with the 5 players that we brought in. I think first and foremost, really pleased that we managed to keep who we've managed to keep as well, because that was really, really important. The players did so well last season that keeping the lads that were out of contract was really important, and then bringing in the players that we have done in the areas of the pitch that we have done where we think, right, we just need a little bit more in those positions to help. It was really important. Delighted who we've managed to bring in. First of all, they're great people. They're really good lads. I've known a few of them from before, and then conversations with the others before they came in, and we're really excited to get to work with them.
And I suppose cohesion is obviously one of the most important things within a squad, and being able to keep hold of just so many players, and then bring in ones such as Jack Aitchison, who obviously knows a number of the faces in the squad. It's fantastic. They seem to be bonding brilliantly already.
Yeah, that's one thing that we've noticed. There's a really good bond, there's really good togetherness within the group, so that's great, because that's the biggest thing. If the lads want to fight for each other and run for each other, then that is the biggest thing. And we seem like we have that for the first few days. We're almost reining them in a little bit, rather than sort of like trying to push them and get them going. There's a real hunger to want to show what they can do and want to improve, which is brilliant. And they've been very welcoming as well, the lads, with the new lads coming into the group, accepted them straight away and getting them straight into it. Some good songs last night as well, which we enjoyed, some good entertainment, and from you as well, you did work very well. So it's been good. It's a really good feel at the moment. It's early days, of course, but I think we can build on the great work that was put in place from last season, and try and kick on and improve.
Is it fair to say that the first few days of pre-season, one of the most important things is implementing the message that you want the players to sort of run with throughout the season, and get that in as soon as you possibly can? I
think so, yeah. So it was important that what we've done now, we've had some one-to-one meetings where we've sat down with all the players, got a couple more to speak to the new signings, to try and speak to them as individuals, and for them to get to know where we're coming from and us to get to know them a little bit. Well, last night gave us the chance to speak to them as a group and really tee up, where we see it, and some values, if you like, of how we want to try and live and work on a daily basis, which has been really good. So what we need to do now is stick to that. So it's all well and good, talking about it. It's all well and good having it on branding at the training ground, but then we need to live it and do that every day on the training pitch, and how we are with each other. So that message is really, really important. And I've got to say the players were, they were really receptive to everything that we spoke about last night. And again, I can only go off. It's really, really early days, but the training today was fantastic. It's been a really, really good start. So yeah, I think you're right. We need to build a togetherness, a culture, an environment of how we're going to live and how we're going to work going forward. We also want to get people even fitter and stronger and build the resilience, because obviously it's a long, arduous season. So I think that's a big part of pre-season.
And what is the message?
I think for the players, it's there's a number of things about being together and fighting for each other and working for each other and showing that respect and honesty that everyone deserves. I think there's some values on the pitch as well in terms of hard work and what that means to us. So for me, what I want to see are things like 5-second regains. If it's a recovery run, it's a sprint. And if we've got the ball, support fast to be an option. All that underpinned with brilliant basics. So your touch and your pass, winning duels, landing on second balls, set pieces, things like that are really, really key. If we can get those things right, at a very minimum, we've got a lot of quality within the squad. If we can get those things, that organisation, along with the fight and the desire and the hunger that I can see from them at the moment, then we can be strong. We can do well. So I want the supporters to see that. I want the supporters to see that they're going to fight. If we lose the ball, we're going to react and try and win the ball back quickly. And I want the supporters to reward that as well, because we're all going to make mistakes. The players will make mistakes, but I want them to be brave. I want them to take risks. I want them to entertain when they're in the right areas of the pitch. If it doesn't come off, so what? I'll blame myself. That's on me. That's on me. But as long as they react and go and fight and try and win the ball back as quickly as possible, that's all we can ask. So that's a big message at the moment that's going to be from us. And if the supporters can see that and reward that as well, if they do see someone taking a risk or being brave, but then reacting as soon as we lose it, if they can reward that as well, then great, because we're all in this together. If the supporters can see that, that's like a few thousand coaches there that are giving that well done and that clap and helping the players. So that will really help this year.
I want to pick up on something you just said there, the phrase "brilliant basics." Not something I've heard before, and I don't think people often consider the basics to be anything more than just that. Is that something you're trying to implement here?
I just think that we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. Football has not changed, just us coming in and people think, as a new coach, you have loads of new ideas. I think what we have is clarity in what we want to try and do, and we're going to live, every day in how we're going to work and how we're going to coach the players. But the game hasn't changed. It hasn't changed in the last however many 100 years. There's still 2 goals, 1 ball, 2 teams try and score more than the opposition. So if we can get our basics, our fundamentals right, where we come out on top of our opposite number, we run and fight for each other, we do our set pieces right, we land on second balls and we win our duels, our touch and our pass, we work on that and we get those basics right, then we're going to be onto something. And then hopefully with the quality that we've got, like we touched on there before, we've got some really good players here, that'll come out then hopefully. But if we don't get those basics right, then you've not got the structure, we've not got anything to fall back on, so we have to get those things right first.
And what sort of Forest Green side can fans expect to see this season? How would you describe your style, I suppose?
We want to be able to keep the ball as far away from our goal as possible. If you talk about that as a strapline, that's what we want. So we want to try and control the game in the opposition's half. That's what we want to do. And obviously we know that we're going to have to defend the goal with like our lives depend on it at times. We have to do that. But if we can control the game with the ball as high up as possible, that'd be great. As soon as we lose it, if we can react and try and win the ball back quickly, so that we can keep the ball as far away from our goal as possible. Hopefully there's more goal attempts, more attacking football, more exciting football for the fans to see as well and watch. That's what we want. That's what we want to do. So we want a high intensity game, but we want it controlled at the right times as well. So when we do have the ball and we have control, there might be times that we have to go back or across again to wait for the right time to speed the game up and go and attack. So we've got to be able to play with intelligence, but as much as possible we want to try and keep that ball as far away from our goal as possible, because hopefully then the opposition can't score.
And finally, Robert, I won't keep you too long, but a note on the fans, I suppose. Have you got a message for them? It's been a tough year or so for football fans not being able to see their teams, and hopefully if things all go well, we'll see fans back in the stadiums before too long.
Yeah, we're really excited about that, because we're going to need the supporters. We really need them. They're going to be so important for us going forward. What we can promise is that we're going to give everything. as a group of staff and a group of players to try and first entertain the fans and hopefully provide a winning brand of football. Obviously, we're going to have tough times as well, so we're going to need the fan support, through thick and thin. But we can promise that we're going to give everything we have every single day to try and bring a winning team to Forest Green, and a team that the fans can be proud to watch. And if we can get that support as well from good times and in times where we're really going to need them, because over a long season, we're going to need them, then that would be great. But we're going to give everything for them.